But I'll say this. I think we are deprived of the human touch. We have become so afraid of sexuality that we are deprived of the human touch. What are we afraid of? I'll tell you what I think we are afraid of. We are afraid of being called a turkey. Guys are afraid of being called turkey. All ages. If you hug somebody, and on the other side, if you hug a male hugging a male, you're afraid of being called gay. You're just afraid of manifesting physical affection for another male because it will be considered a sexual touch or a kind of a sexual touch, a gay touch, a homosexual touch. Some cultures, they seem to do a lot more male kissing. Arabs, I suppose. There are a few cultures. I don't know if what they are doing is satisfying to them, whether it's... But I'll say this much. And I'll speak for myself at least. I'll say there are so many times where I'm not going to hug somebody or I'm not going to put my arm around somebody because I fear that it is going to go down wrong. I would like to do it a lot more times. Like I would maybe multiply whatever I do by 3 or 4 or 5 at least, maybe more. Touch, just touch, like putting your hand on someone's back, putting your arm around someone's shoulder, kissing them. Now these are generally non-sexual activities. You're kissing someone, kissing them on the head, kissing them on the forehead, kissing them on the cheek. It's a non-sexual activity. It's not sex. But damn it all, people are afraid of it. Now why are they afraid? Because they are afraid of a sexual touch, bura touch. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they should be, I don't know. Women are afraid. Now what are women afraid of? I'm going to say it from my perspective. If women say I'm wrong, well, I'm wrong. I think from a woman, the touch is so potent for a man. Like if she puts her hand on your hand, her hand on your arm, you might consider it a sexual invitation, and so she is afraid that you might consider it a sexual invitation, and so she is afraid to touch you. And so she doesn't touch you. She wants to give you a hug, but no, she is afraid that you will get it wrong. And if you get it wrong, then you are going to start making her uncomfortable. And it's going to be so off-putting to her. She's afraid of her own reaction to what you might do. There's a lot of thinking ahead there. So she says, I better not touch. That is one thing. A second thing is, she's afraid of how much people will perceive. They will say, this auntie is very hot, yaar. ये किसी को सबको ऐसे हाथ लगाती है. She's very like, she's a hot auntie. She's really horny. So they don't want to be considered that kind of person, and so they keep off. I feel my personal, and these are all my personal opinions. So anybody can say anything in the comment space. Say whatever you want, man. Say whatever the fuck you want. I'm not going to delete any comments. Okay? Say whatever the fuck you want. So this is one thing. I feel we are all repressed in our touch behavior, in our hugging, touching behavior. We do not do this because we are inhibited. I'll speak for myself. I think we would do it a lot more with everybody, spouse and others. A lot more, a hell of a lot more. That I think is a big thing. A big thing in loneliness. Remember I talked about loneliness yesterday? I think the lack of touch, the lack of human touch, the lack of human interaction is a big deal. It's a really big deal. In a better world, in a more natural world, I would say there would be a lot more physicality, a lot more hugging, a lot more wrestling even. Why only hugging? It's not only hugging. Guys would be pushing, pulling against each other, wrestling a little bit. There's a lot more physical contact to be had. There's a lot more physicality. It would look more like a schoolyard. Now, we are afraid what the other guy's reaction is going to be. Is he going to be hostile? It goes against dignity. And you know what? I think that is one of the things, one of the critical things around here. We are so caught up in our idea of having dignity that we are all walking around like we are wrapped in cellophane or Teflon or something. We are afraid of our dignity falling down, of our dignity getting hurt. We are afraid of, hey uncle, itna haath mat laga. We are afraid of that. I am. Definitely I am. We are all afraid. So everybody is afraid. So preserving your dignity. Okay, don't touch. Don't reach out. Don't cuddle. Don't talk. Don't talk too much. Don't talk too much. Don't disclose too much. Don't share too much. Don't share. Don't share too much. Don't show your mind. Don't disclose your mind. I think there's a lot there. Starting from your spouse, himself or herself. Starting from there. Including your children. They may be small, they may be grown up. But it's there. It's there. They may be afraid of you, you may be afraid of them. You may be afraid of your grandchildren. They may be afraid of you. They will be afraid of, if I do this, grandpa will get angry. He will reject me. Fear of rejection. We are just afraid. Each and every one of us is afraid of rejection. Chal hat. Utar, ye kya god mein baithti hai? Hut. Go away. Don't sit in my lap. A push. An unaffectionate word. And people feel hurt. Arey, my dignity was hurt. I tried to be affectionate to this guy and he shoved me away. He rejected me. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection. There's a lot of it. Because it will hurt, it will bruise. Because we are so sensitive to it. We are, in my view, oversensitive to it. We are oversensitive. But that is in the social context. Even in the family context. Family is also a social thing. We are afraid. So this is one thing. Touch behavior. Then there's another thing. Disclosure of your thoughts and disclosure of your life. Disclosure of your life's experiences. Your personal life. Or disclosure of what you have done. Maybe good, maybe bad, maybe right, maybe wrong. Some things it is appropriate to say. Some things. Small number of things. But there is a lot